here, just by show of hands, who in here is running paid ads currently? Tara, you're running paid ads back there. About what are you spending a month, if you don't mind? About $1,000 a month. Okay, cool. That's like kind of close to where I started out. Tara, like roughly where are you at?
5 to 10, depending on
5 to 10?
what I'm running that month.
Yeah, because you're doing webinars, right?
Yeah.
Love that. Okay, cool. And a lot of you guys aren't running paid ads in here. Just while he pulls that up, somebody that's not running paid ads in here, raise your hand and tell me like why not? Like maybe, yeah, go ahead.
So I was running ads and I was doing it to a low ticket offering that I had, and I wanted to move them up into a higher ticket. And I found that, and again, I need to self-reflect on the program, but some people were buying a low ticket, but then when I wanted to get them on call to move them up to high ticket, it wasn't converting. I couldn't get them on calls. So I stopped with that. Or I was A/B testing. I did a higher ticket, and then couldn't get them on the calls. Did lower ticket. I made some sales with the lower ticket, but then saw that wasn't.
Yeah, I've seen that. Low ticket offers are, they can be really good. You need to constantly be dumping money into it in order to feed the beast. And a lot of people, they just like to buy templates and scripts, download them, and then never use it, never answer when you call. All the funnels can work. All the different ad types can work. It's really just about what works for you. So today, guys, I'm going to teach you how to run video ads to get found. I started out really early in my career running video ads. They were terrible. I'm going to show you guys today how bad they actually were and how that got me to right here where I am today. So my name's Nate Tilley. I run 2 companies. I'm the 100% owner of a company called Shift Social. We work with local brick and mortar businesses. We got about 1,000 clients that we work with, car dealerships, med spas, jiu-jitsu. I mean, I've branched out all over. I have a team that runs the day-to-day. I meet with them once a week, and that's the business that I first started. That's what got me out of the 9 to 5, and that's what actually got me here. Then I also started a company called ROAS. We work with coaches, consultants, speakers, and authors and help them sell out their programs, sell out their webinars, and overall to get more authority, to get more impact, and to scale, you know what I mean? So I started out detailing cars. This was me. I look 20 years older than I am now somehow, 6 years ago. But I was actually cleaning cars in a wash bay in the middle of nowhere, South Dakota, on a gravel lot. Like this wasn't even a dealership, like no traffic. It was a guy that was wholesaling some cars and he needed a cleaner. So I was cleaning cars all day, listening to YouTube, listening to podcasts. I found the audiobook, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Think and Grow Rich, 7 Rules of Highly Effective People, and I would just listen to these over and over while I was cleaning cars. And eventually it dawned on me like, man, this social media stuff, I don't think people are that tapped in with it on South Dakota. I'm from South Dakota originally. And South Dakota, for those of you guys that are like, North Dakota, South Dakota, where is that? Is that the Faces, the Mount Rushmore? Yeah, that's the Mount Rushmore Faces. That's about all we have there. And we're about 5 years in the past. So when I went to Denver, I went to California, I started seeing these social media ads. I was like, wow, I'm looking in the future. And I was like, what if I could apply this in the South Dakota market? Well, sure enough, I started running ads that I learned how to do from YouTube at this dealership. And this guy showed up and bought a car. And the manager, my boss, he was like, dude, like, how did you sell that car? You don't even know how to sell cars. And I was like, I ran an ad. And he's like, what? Let's keep doing it. So we kept doing it. And then he started introducing me to people that he knew, that he wanted me to run ads for. And then they started having success. They were calling me. They're like, dude, where are you getting these credit applications? Is this even legal? How do you do this? I was like, I'm just running ads. And back in 2019, a lot of people hadn't been using lead forms or using Go High Level. So I'm going to teach you guys the evolution of like going from running basic local ads to actually scaling. And if some of you guys are coaches, consultants in here and you're running ads nationwide or even internationally, the difference in that versus local. But now I'm Andy's fractional CMO. I coach him on a lot of his scripts. We work together on all of his funnels, all of his paid ads, all of his marketing. I help him with all that stuff. So you guys can see the detail pit kid. And this was just, let's see. Can you guys see? Okay, there we go. This was last month. Andy's like, I don't know why you can't hear it that well, but 16x ROAS for Andy. And I actually started coming here to these events because I had a lot of car dealership clients, and I was like, hey, these guys, they're not that motivated to sell. Like, I'm getting them the leads and then they don't want to call them. And I was like, maybe Andy could help fire them up. So I sat right back there in that seat over there. I came to my first Master Closer seminar, and Andy said something when I was here. He was like, somebody in this room can change everything for you. And I truly believe that for all of you guys here. Like, these events, just as much as the information that you learn, it's about the people you meet. It's about the hands you shake. And it's about the connections that you forge, and we all grow together. And so Andy said, somebody in this room can change everything for you. And I remember like getting goosebumps because I was like, I feel like I'm that person for Andy and Jackie. They hated marketing. They never wanted to spend over, I mean, they weren't spending a lot on ads. Now, I mean, you guys wouldn't believe, it's insane, and it's incredible as well. So Ian's the one that recruited me too. He was like, yeah, we've been working together. I was in the...
sales marketing genius, bud. We love ya. Give it up for Nate. Give it up for Nate. Come on.
Let's go.
Social media room, y'all better keep it fun and interesting.
Let's go. Exactly, guys. So by the end of this training today, you will learn how to set and forget ugly ads. How many people want to set and forget? Okay, let's be honest here. How many people want to set and forget? Come on, I know more of you do, because the truth is a lot of people, they come to me and they want to grow their businesses, but the reality is they just want to see more money in their bank account without having to change much things in their life. Is that fair? And it's what we all want, right? The least amount of changes in my life to get me the maximum amount of results. Well, with ugly ads, you can actually do that. You don't have to, well, let me not get ahead of myself here. This is how to have a 24/7, 365-day salesperson, okay? Imagine that you could have somebody out prospecting for you constantly, always selling. This guy never sleeps. Christmas, holidays, nights, weekends, never gets sick. He's just out there saying your message. Now imagine he could say it as good as you. Now imagine you could duplicate yourself and you could be hundreds of thousands of places at once. With paid ads, you can do that. That's exactly what I'm going to teach you today. And you can do it without having to go viral, needing to always be making content, or having to crack the algorithm. Guys, they put me early in this thing and I was like, are you sure you want me to go? Because I'm going to basically go against everything that you're going to learn about these 3 days. Look, the organic brand, it's super important. It's incredibly important. It's a cheat code. If you can actually go viral organically, get found, become known from people on YouTube, from people on Instagram, you can get a lot of views. That's awesome. For me, I wasn't able to do that in the beginning. Still, my top videos got like a couple 100,000 views. And it's a grind to be able to do that. So while you're working on growing your organic brand, while you're getting better at content, this is a way that you can start getting in front of people that are actually good prospects for clients and to start seeing what works for your target audience. Okay, so all it takes is a couple dollars a day, the right ad script, and a simple ad setup, okay? You don't have to be a genius to run the ads. Almost anybody can run the ads for you. It's not about how they set it up. When these guys are like, I have this complex way of running ads, we use algorithm, AI, conversion, all this, it's just fluff, okay? The ads will run themselves basically with Meta these days. Meta's like super good at that. What actually sets a good ad apart from a bad ad is what you say. The video script, the ad script, the creative. That's everything that you need to master. But the problem is a lot of you guys, when you first start running ads, you get in front of a camera and you're like, what do I say? It's like looking down the barrel of a gun. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. How do I talk to this thing naturally? It's very difficult. So I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. And when I first started Jiu-Jitsu, I was a white belt. I'm now a content, I don't know, maybe I'm a content brown belt too. When I first started, I was a white belt. When you first go into a martial arts gym, you don't go up to the black belt and think you're gonna be able to submit him, choke him out, or put him in a triangle choke. It's impossible. It never happens. You don't go as a white belt and start competing with the black belts. So a lot of you guys are comparing your content. A lot of you guys are comparing yourself to people that have been doing this for 10 years. It takes 10 years to get a black belt in BJJ, okay? And that's, it's like longer than some people go to school to be a doctor or lawyer, right? So when you're doing the content thing, you have to understand that your skill set needs to improve. And where do you improve your skill set? Time on the mats, time in the gym, time doing the actual thing. So what I'm going to encourage you guys today is when you make these ads, just know that the first ones you're going to feel like are super cringy. You're not going to want to see it. You're not going to want to rewatch your own ad, and that's okay. One thing that one of my first mentors told me is he said, record your video, even if it's like, if you're practicing a speech or if you're recording an ad, record it, and then the first day, don't watch it. Wait till the next day. Because the first day you're so clouded with this judgment of like, I just recorded this ad, and like, you have this insecurity. Maybe some of you don't, okay? Not everybody has this, but a lot of people, especially a lot of my clients, they have this anxiety around filming ads. And so what one of my mentors told me really early on was just film it, don't watch it. The next day, watch it with the sound off. Just see how you look. And a lot of times, if you watch it the same day, you're like, man, I look terrible, whatever. We're so critical of ourselves, right? But then when you watch somebody else's content, you don't think about like, oh, why does their forehead look like that? But when you watch your own, you're like, why does my nose look like that? It's not actually what people are thinking. But to get over this process, you watch it the next day, no sound. Just see how your body moves. Just see how you're presenting yourself. This is a really good way where you could be like, man, actually, that presence looks good. And then once you have the confidence, like just turn on the sound and don't look at it. And just listen to it. Okay, that makes sense. I actually like that I said that. And then you can pair the whole thing together and watch the whole thing. You're gonna have more confidence around it. Plus, adding in the effects and stuff like that, you guys are gonna learn how to edit videos through like CapCut and other really cool tools that make it super easy. Once you add all the effects, you're like, oh man, this is actually a really cool video. But when it's raw, you're like, this is terrible, right? So I figured this all out because my story probably goes a lot like some of yours in here. I made content in the beginning, okay? I got all hyped up, ring light, tripod. I'm like going, I'm thinking it's gonna be perfect. I'm gonna blow up overnight. I post the video. Next day I check it out. 2 likes. One was my grandma, one was my sister. And a comment from some random guy, bubble whatever 64, and he said, awesome. So that wasn't gonna work. But I knew I could just stay consistent, keep posting, right? How long was it gonna take? Eventually I gotta go viral, right? Kept posting videos, nothing. And still to this day, I'm still posting videos that it's my grandma and my sister. So I had to find a better way. And it was super cringe in the beginning. And the worst part was it was hard to break out of my immediate friends and family. Like, you're posting this content, you can help these people. I knew that I had worked with a lot of business owners that had gotten tons of success from me. But when I showed up in my content, I was just another 20-year-old bro kid that knew how to run ads. How did I set myself apart? I had to figure out a better way. And so I started running my own Facebook ads on the videos at about $15 a day. Can everybody in here afford $15 a day? I think it's $450 a month for ads, to have a 24/7, 365-day salesperson selling for you, prospecting, helping you. Of course, we all could. So I would run ads, basically breaking down the case studies of dealerships that I work with. I'd say, hey, if you're a car dealership and you want to sell more cars, look at this exact way that I've been able to do X, Y, Z. This was the first step. And at first, they were horrible. I was wasting my money. But truly, I wasn't. I was investing in my future. If I didn't go through and be a white belt, I would have never got to brown belt. It's just what you have to do. In the jiu-jitsu gym, when I'm in there, if I never went in there and got submitted by a girl that was 115 pounds, she threw me on the ground, she put me in an armbar so fast, I couldn't even tap. I was like, ah! If that never happened to me, if I never had that experience, I would have never learned how to defend myself. I would have never learned how vulnerable I was, okay? It would have never humbled me. So the ads in the beginning were horrible, and I'll give you guys some proof of that. We'll watch a couple seconds of one of my first ads here.
Hey, used car dealer, do you recognize ads like these? Look, you've seen this. Maybe you've been running these for your store. Look, 12,000 results of ads like these, and they all have one big glaring problem. You want to know what that is? They don't generate sales, they don't generate leads, and they don't generate appointments. You know how I know? Because because I have many clients that used to run their ads.
I kept them running anyways. They were horrible. I didn't like them. And they didn't get a lot of results, but I saw like I'd get a like, and I would go to the person that liked it, and I'd go to their Facebook profile, and I was like, wait, that guy's a car dealer in Georgia. I reached a car dealer in Georgia. I call my mom, Mom, we're gonna be rich. I reached one car dealership in Georgia. Like, they're gonna see my offer. I kept running the ads. I kept spending the money. Most people will fail with paid ads because of one reason. You turn the ads off too early. People on average have to see something or hear something 7 times to fully comprehend it. And they say if you're training a sales team, you have to have 9 sales meetings going over the same thing in order for them to get behind it. Can you imagine that? 9 times? How many of you guys tell somebody something 2 times and you're like, bro, I already told you, if you don't learn this thing, I swear it will be the end. 9 times, okay? So that's when it hit me that like, okay, I just have to get in front of these people and get in front of them and get in front of them and get in front of them. And before I knew it, I was getting leads. And once I started getting leads and people would reach out and they're like, yo, I see your content everywhere. I'm like, you do? They're like, yeah, I see you every day. You're on my feed. Look, these platforms want you to spend your money on the platform. So they've gotten super, super good at showing the ad to the right person at the right time. Like, they've gotten way better than you can imagine. And the way they're doing it now is similar to how Google indexes keywords and ranks websites. I won't get too into the specifics, but basically, whatever your ad says, it's gonna target people that have like relevant queries to that, like they are related to that in some way. So example, if I'm saying, hey, used car dealer, it's gonna find people that are typing in car dealer on there. It's very, very good. It also listens to our conversations, and it takes keywords and then it shows you ads based on them, and it happens in milliseconds. Ever notice how you can be looking at somebody's website and then all of a sudden you're seeing ads not only from that brand, but from other brands like it? This stuff is really, really advanced. You don't have to really know how it works. You just have to know how to make the right ad for the right person, and the rest is gonna pretty much sort itself out as you continue to run ads over time. It will never happen overnight, okay? You need to let any ad run at least 8 days. Why 8 days? Because times of the week, people are on their phones at different times. If it's a video ad where I gotta sit down for an hour, I might not get that hour until Sunday evening. If you launch your ad Monday night and turn it off by Wednesday, everybody's busy. They just like, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. You might as well not launch that ad anyways. So about an 8-day window of just testing, then I like to let the ads run for about 3 weeks before I make any judgments. And truly, to see the effects of a campaign, if it's going well, if it's showing you some positive indications, it's gonna be about 3 months before you actually see the impact that it's gonna have, okay? So a lot of people just get short-sighted. They turn the ads off too fast. I had people that saw my original ads, dealership owners, that were like, called me after 3 years, and they're like, dude, I've been seeing your stuff for 3 years. Like, you've changed. Like, you used to have that hair and like that ugly beard, and like you got clean cut, and like I can tell you know your stuff now. We want to work with you. I got 5 stores. And they would sign up. And I've been nurturing them all this time, and I didn't even realize it. So the ads started getting a little bit better. Here's one of my, these are 2 of my best ads. I put up probably close to 6 figures from both of them. I don't have the exact numbers, but when you're first starting out, like, you're not on the radar. So always like consult with, you know, like use good judgment. Don't say anything that you can't back up. But it's not as strict as you would think, unless you're in like a certain product. Like if you're in an MLM, for example, then that will get flagged right away. Or if you're in a gambling, or you sell like hemp or something like that, those kind of things get shut down right away. Pretty much everything else, like there's people that are running ads that you wouldn't even believe. So you won't really have to worry about that as long as you stay compliant. And I just started mixing it up. I started running all different types of ads for all different types of things. I would just film ads randomly and just put them into the cycle.
Most independent used car dealers that...
Okay, I don't think it's gonna let me play. Let's see.
Most independent used car...
I don't think if I've got 2 on the same screen, it'll let me play. But the other one, I went to a Carvana store because Carvana was taking a lot of business from dealerships, so it was like a relevant thing. And I went there and I was like, hey, this Carvana, there's a reason why they made so much money, and I can show you how you can apply this too. You find current things in your industry, you find trending topics, you talk about all these things, you talk about the results you're getting, and soon the ads start writing itself. I'm gonna teach you guys how you can write these video ad scripts for yourself. So eventually, from just doing this simple process, I closed the #1 Jeep store in the nation. I was spending $300 to $500 a month on ads. I thought I was investing. I didn't come from money. I thought $500 was a ton of money back then. I was like, man, I'm really investing in my business. And I was getting, 4 to 5 new clients per month. I was making $2,000 to $3,000 per client, and I was getting 4 to 5 new clients a month. And they all said the same thing. I've been seeing your ads everywhere. And I didn't have a single video that was getting more than 100 views. Okay? I was basically printing cash. Like, these are all checks that dealers were mailing to me. These are $5,000, really nice checks. This guy came from my ad. Hey, I spoke with the guy. We want to start on your $3,000 monthly service. I'm at the gym. This type of stuff was happening to me all the time. And I really was like, man, this is an absolute cheat code. So despite the fact that I never went viral, it worked so well that I started using video ads for all of my clients. And this ad, for example, blew this gym up. At first, I wouldn't get people to record the ads for themselves because there were so many things that they had to overcome. Like, they just didn't want to do it. At first, I would just go out there and film the ads myself. So this was the gym that I went to, and this ad helped bring in 300 new members paying $200 a month for this local gym in Denver.
What's up, Denver? If you want to come try a free Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class, just click the link below. We're inviting you here as a white belt, or if you've already got Jiu-Jitsu experience, come on in and try our class. This is one of the, we got vibes for days, people rolling, good energy in here. Come on down, click the link below, sign up for your free trial. Come join us down here at Logos Jiu-Jitsu.
Filmed on a cell phone.
What's up, Denver?
And like an old cell phone too. And before I knew it, people started recognizing me around town. I went with my girlfriend, my now fiance, to a family function, and I met all of her cousins, and imagine they all already knew me. It was weird. They were like, you're the fighting guy, you're the jiu-jitsu guy. You own the school? I was like, no, I don't own the school. And they're like, oh yeah, well, you think we could take you? And it was like, I was like, whoa, like, they knew me already though. I would go and people would recognize me from this ad. It would get, not only do you get new clients, but you reach all these people. You reach hundreds of thousands of people in a local area. What do you think is going to happen? So if you're a local business owner, you want to work with local people, it's even easier because the pocket is so much smaller. 25-mile radius, everybody's going to see it. What do you think? Eventually, they're going to go to you. You're the person that they know, like, and trust. I would fly out to these dealerships and film them myself. With more energy, more confidence, and my skills started to improve. Like, for example, right here.
What's up, Long Island? Come check this out. I got something to show you. Come here, come here, come here. Come here. You won't believe this. You won't believe this. Look what I got here. Look what I got. Man, how are you? It's good to see you, man. Nice coming down. What are you up?
So you guys don't need like a high-level production for any of this stuff. You just need to get out of your own way and understand that if you show up to the right person at the right time, then they're going to reach out to you. Like, my car's dirty. We went on a trip. If I saw an ad right now that said mobile car detailing, I will come to you and clean your car, and they told me the price, I would probably sign up for that. You want to streamline the sales process. A lot of people have questions. In the United States, the average comprehension level for reading is about a 5th grade level, and that's generous. So you think these people really understand how to work with you and how your business works? Because they don't. They don't get it. Like, I work with car dealerships, and all of them assume that everybody knows how to take out a loan, how the refinance works, all this stuff. They don't. And so you need to be the person that communicates it best. Advertising, video content, social media has given us the ability to take our communication and amplify it to another level and propel our message to the exact person that's searching for what you need. Okay? And if you help people, like some of you guys in here, you really help people, you know? It's doing a disservice to those people if you aren't trying to reach them. You know, I heard somebody I can't remember exactly who, at one of these events that I came to when I was in the Brotherhood, I was sitting in the Brotherhood section, and he's like, somebody's on their knees right now praying for the solution that you provide. They're praying for it. They're just wishing, like, oh, if I could just figure out how to do this thing, if I could just like have something come across, and then your ad could come across their screen that's literally the answer to their prayer. But a lot of you guys might be thinking now, how do I write the ad script? What do I say? Because all this sounds great, but then when I get in front of that camera, I got stage fright. I'm gonna teach you guys that, okay? And I'll play a couple of these ads. I think the ones where I've got 3 on here, it's only gonna play the one, but I'll show you some examples of local ads. And this can be applied to anything, guys. And the main point that I'm showing you here is that it doesn't have to be some polished up script. Like, look at this. This guy, okay, you think like I was having an issue in Denver when people were recognizing me. This guy cannot even go out. Like, he's a bourbon drinker. You know, I'm not really a drinker, but this guy, he loves bourbon. And so he would always go to these different bars that he'd frequent in Long Island. And he's like, dude, I gotta go off the island now because everybody recognizes me as the car guy. I'm trying to get a little loose with my wife, and over here, everybody's trying to buy a car from me. And this guy's been running these ads for 3 years. They sell about 30 cars a month, and they spend $2,500 on ads. So if anybody knows anything about cars, they make about $3,000 per car. $90,000 from a $2,500 investment. I'm not the best at math, but I think it makes sense, okay? So check this out. This is one of many of his ads that have just absolutely crushed it.
Hi, this guy went to multiple banks, multiple dealerships, couldn't get approved until he met me. I'm the one that made it happen for him, and I got him on the road with his Challenger.
They call me the Lone Ranger. Come on down.
Oh. Yeah, so it's all the same. It's very simple. Sometimes you could just take a clip of something that's happening, like depending on what you guys sell. We're gonna workshop this a little bit so that we can apply it for what you sell. But then I would take the ads that I ran and I would showcase those on another ad where I would do a screen share, and then I would use that to get clients for myself.
See, it looks like you guys are getting just slammed with leads. I'm sure you've been busy.
And I'd record me talking to a client, and I'd use this as an ad. So she's running my videos. So this is how I made my first million by age 24. Like literally just this. I would record the videos, I would use the videos to get clients, I would go out and I would film videos for them, they would get good results, I would call them, I would ask them about the results, or I'd jump on Zoom with them, I'd ask them about the results, they'd tell me how awesome it was, I would take that video clip and I'd run that as a video ad. It's a whole cycle, and everything feeds into everything. And over time, like, you gotta realize too, you're not gonna have like one home run ad. People are gonna have to see you and get to know you. Like, you don't just jump in a sales meeting with somebody and like the first time you talk, or not even a sales meeting, you don't meet somebody and you're like, oh, this guy's a good prospect, $5,000 from. Like, no, it's a relationship. Like you start working with someone over time, they start seeing your stuff over time, and then eventually they start to buy in more. How many of you guys have watched Andy's content for hours before you ever met him? Like, how many hours? How many hours do you guys think that you watched his content before you met him? Imagine, what do you think? 7. Oh yeah, that's the rule of 7s, right? If somebody watches 7 hours of your content, then they'll buy anything you sell. I believe that. And imagine if you didn't have that content out there. So having the content on your YouTube, on your Instagram, on your Facebook is very relevant for the people that see your ads, because they're gonna see your ad and then they're gonna click to your page and they're gonna see all the organic content that you're doing. So this isn't a replacement of doing the organic thing. This is a shortcut to helping you get more clients and get more people seeing your organic content that's actually the right audience, okay? So how do you actually apply this? First of all, these videos have to be direct, okay? This is not a branding ad. You're not just gonna show like a picture of the business and say, for 25 years, we've helped companies to do that. Like, it needs to be very direct for the person and for the problem you're solving. For example, Andy Elliott, he's a master of video ads. But at first, you're just gonna be really trying to get something out there. You're gonna get better with time, and you're gonna be imperfect to start. But even people are so tired of like this perfect, polished person all the time that they're gonna it's gonna help build know, like, and trust when you're just authentic, when you're yourself, when you put things out there. And okay, so this is the main thing. When you understand your prospect, the ad writes itself. So when you guys are thinking like, okay, how do I apply this? Like, these are a lot of good things. Like, what do I actually do? You gotta understand your prospect. And for some of you guys, like if you're just starting a new program, it's a little bit trickier, okay? But for most of you guys that have active clients, okay, you guys have great clients and then you guys have not so great clients. a lot of people will write video ads to optimize for the not so great clients. Like you'll just start saying things like if the people that you work with, the best are people that make money, they have a successful business, and they're doing really well, but they want to do better. But then people will try to write a video ad script and they'll be like, if you're tired of being broke, all you're going to get is people that are broke. So you have to think about your target customer in mind. And I like to even name them. So what I'll do is I'll create 3 profiles of 3 different clients that I personally have worked with, and I'll write their name. So we got Tom, we got Sarah, and we got, whatever, Ryan. And these are my best clients. And I'm going to write down what I did for them, what their attributes are like, what their characteristics are like, the whole demographics of them, and I'm going to truly understand it. What problems did they come to me with? What problems did I solve for them? And once you have this in mind, the ad's just going to start writing itself. You're going to have so many ideas. You have to start with this. There's nothing else to start with. So questions to ask when writing this for a client. First of all, what keeps them up at night? Okay, somebody in here, give me something that you sell. Raise your hand right there, blue shirt.
I'm a real estate agent, but I'm starting my coaching program as well.
Okay, so you're going to be coaching real estate agents. Okay, cool. So you're coaching real estate agents. What keeps them up at night?
They're not able to convert leads into real sales.
Okay, they're not able to convert leads, but do they have leads?
So I show them how to do cold calls and door-to-door, so probably not necessarily.
Okay, so real estate agents. I have a couple clients that do 7 figures monthly in real estate coaching. Okay, you might know Krista's one of them. Krista Mashore, she's a savage. She's amazing. And we work with a couple other people, the Watson Powers guys. We work with a lot of people that do that. So it's like, what keeps them up at night? They're on a roller coaster of commissions. Okay, so it's like 1 month they'll do really good, and then the next month they do really, really bad. It's feast or famine. What else keeps them up at night? They're paying all this money for these lead sources like Zillow, these lead platforms. They're cold calling and it's frustrating them. Like all these things, what keeps them up at night? You can always go levels deeper. Okay, you want to identify the problems first. There's 4 things that make up a good marketing message. Okay, it's problems that they face. Okay, it's the promise of how you overcome those problems. Mechanisms. Mechanism is the solution or the actual system that you use to solve those problems. And then story. And story is, I believe, the most important one. The story of how you figured out this mechanism. The problems that they're going to face. The promise that you're going to be able to give them. Those are the 4 components that make up all good marketing messages. So when you're thinking about what keeps them up at night, which one are we thinking about? Out of the 4? Problems, exactly. Always start with the problems because that's where somebody's at. You meet them at the problems and you take them to the transformation, down the yellow brick road. What have they tried before that didn't work? So if you've tried, for the real estate example, if you've tried cold calling, if you've tried door knocking, if you've tried open houses, and you're frustrated because you're not scaling, then I want to show you how I was able to, then you go into the story. Stop doing open houses for good. Cut off all my lead sources. Do something so good that they feel like, you almost want it to be like, if it was magic, what would it be like and sound like? But it has to be backed up. It has to be legit. You can't just say like fake things. You have to make sure that everything that you say is legitimate and it can be backed up. And then what is it costing them not to fix this? Okay? And there's 2 costs. There's a external cost. This might be the dollar amount. This might be the lost opportunity. This might be what they're having to spend. These are all the logical costs. But what is it costing them emotionally? And that toll that it's costing them emotionally, I would argue, is actually more expensive, more detrimental than the logical cost. It's costing you nights and weekends with your family. It's costing you your mental health. You're sacrificing all of these things, and still you don't even know if you have the security to go forward, if you're going to have a good month next month or a bad month next month. Okay, so those are the questions to ask, and really that just lays out the problems and the false solutions. Questions to answer, and I would just write all these things out. I would write out clients, my 3 best clients that I think, okay, this guy, this guy, this guy, we want to build a target avatar around him, and then the questions to ask, and then the questions to answer. Who are you and why should they believe? Okay, this is very important. A lot of people are just thinking that because they have the right script, somebody's just going to believe them. It doesn't matter what you say. It's about who you really are, okay? You have to make them believe you, and you have to show receipts. We're in a trust recession. People, more than ever, they don't trust anybody that they see online. Okay, you come across their screen, it's going to take longer to penetrate to that level of trust than it used to be. Used to be, you could put out a good VSL script. Like there's a guy, the Here in My Garage with My Lamborghini guy, that guy was printing $8 million a month off that because nobody else was saying that type of thing. Now, everybody in their mom's basement can record a video ad, put some money behind it, have a nice ClickFunnels, and get credibility. But people have gotten slick to it. So you have to actually go way deeper with people, way deeper. Who else have you helped solve this problem? This is my favorite one because it's like, who's an actual person that has succeeded from this process? Share that. Put a case study up. Interview them. Testimonials. All of these things are super, super incredibly important. Social proof is the selling mechanism of this time. And that's very, very important. Yes, ma'am.
So when I was running the ads, I had an ad for a certain program that was the majority of what my programs were about, and then I had another program that was like a one-off, let's say. So when I was running the ad to the program that has most of my offers with me, or the same like topic, people were coming to my page, but they were buying the one-off program. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep it running because it's still building in like and trust and it's getting people to my page. But then I started feeling like, okay, but if I start running ads just to that lower one, now I have to create new content that's going to be more towards that topic versus what most of my business was. Does that make sense? So I was business coaching, business and sales coaching. So I had an ad for one of my stories to sales program. And then I had this like manifesting, identity work program. People were coming to my page from the stories to sales program, but buying the identity program. So then I got tripped up of like, if more people are buying the identity program, now I'm going to like reinvent my business and create all new content to speak more to that because that's what more people are buying. Does that make sense? So I was just feeling like torn. And then I took the ad down. So I was like, okay, I don't have all this time right now.
Yeah.
All this new stuff, but people aren't really buying that stories to sales program.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where you launch the ads and you get real-time feedback of what people truly want. But sometimes your ads are going to be reaching the wrong people and generating, a good result for some, but maybe not what your business wants. And so it's all going to come back to your messaging and how you're funneling things. But I never turn off an ad. If the ad is bringing any results, I'll just drop it to like $5 a day, $1 a day. I've got ads that have been running for 3-4 years. And actually, as you lower the budget on the ads, somehow they start to become more profitable. It's very weird, but it happens. So I would say for that, it's just like, go back in alignment with your messaging. But sometimes I started out doing car dealer ads and then other people started reaching out. I started helping them too. And then all of a sudden, now I'm helping Andy. So it's like these things lead to the next thing. Yes, sir.
And why don't you always lower the budget to $1 to $5 if you want to kill the app, but you don't actually kill it? Is it because you don't want to lose the momentum on Facebook by turning it off?
It's just that I found that it just generates results. It generates results. Maybe it's not like my primary goal. Maybe it's not moving the needle to where I want it to, but I'll just drop the budget on it because it's still getting out there. It's still profitable. It's still driving sales. If something's profitable, if I put $1 in and I get back $2, I'm just going to keep putting as many dollars into that as I can. And a lot of times these ads, they work better in longer time frames than in short spurts. So the data you get initially, if you let the ads run for months and months and months, they just start optimizing and getting more and more profitable. And then when you drop the budget, it actually makes them run super efficiently. So that way that that you're only spending $5 on this, but it's actually running very, very efficiently. It's like a very lean ad, and there's a lot of benefits to that. So it's all going to come back to the messaging. Yes, ma'am.
So I just wanted to get your opinion as far as everything you've done, which is great, is all video. So are you against any kind of still ads? Are you that's dead, or what are your thoughts?
Great question. So she asked if, most of the stuff's about video ads. Do we run static image ads too? And yes, we do. We run a lot of image ads. Just like Andy said, images are making a comeback. But the thing is to have a well-balanced diet of both. Because, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. A video is worth 1,000 pictures, right? So it's like you want to have both. And naturally, the ads these days are getting so advanced that it's automatically going to retarget. It's automatically going to sequence the ads for you. So you need everything, and you need to know what's really converting for you. And even now with this new update that Meta has recently done, it's called Andromeda. It basically is changed the way that ads are served up, and it favors the person that has the most variance of ads. So the best bet if you want to have a 24/7 sales machine and get the highest quality leads is a video ad, because they actually hear you, they see you, they understand you, and that's where you're going to be able to get the most impact with your direct response. But you want to have the images in there too, so they see that and they're like, oh yeah, that's that thing, I want to check that out. You need it all. You do need a balanced diet of all of it. So great question. Yes, sir.
We have also a brick and mortar business, and
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of get your take, like what you asked, like coming to business and how you could help.
Yeah.
But ours is a gym, but we're really getting into the recovery, what you call ice bath.
Uh-huh.
But this gentleman here has an ice bath company, so I'd like for you to do it with him. I want to hear like how he would be able to bring that business with ads.
Yeah. It's a local business. Let me go through these last couple slides, and then let's workshop that right at the end. So just so I'm conscious of the time here. Okay, that's a great one. Thank you. He asked. He runs a gym. They're getting into the recovery space, and this gentleman right here.
I run an ice bath company.
Ice bath company. So learning how to maybe fuse the two and what to do to scale. I love that. Let's park that, and we'll come right back to that. The third question to answer is, what transformation do you provide? A lot of people are like, hey, what do you do? I would talk to coaches all day long, and especially new coaches. Like, what do you do? Who do you help? I help anybody. Oh gosh, we are done. You can't. What speaks to everybody speaks to nobody. Okay, who do you specifically help, and what's the transformation you provide? This stuff seems simple, but it's so overlooked. Like, what is the actual transformation? And what you do is you chunk that transformation into a process. So you can have, like, I like to do a 9-step process or a 12-step process that you can then chunk into like 3 phases. And this becomes your whole process. What do they have to do? What was the first thing they had to do? Second, third. Okay, what's the 4th, 5th, 6th? Write out all these steps in your process. That's your coaching program. If you're a new coach, that is how you build your coaching program.
So this is one of my sticking points of what you just said.
Yeah.
I'm known as the guy who trains NFL athletes.
Yeah.
But I'm actually trying to get away from athletes. But my kind of pitch is what works for the highest works for you too, and kind of saying we're all human.
Yep.
So I am saying I can help everybody, but how do I get away from that, from what I'm just saying, trying to get to the average Joe Blow, and using my credibility from this platform, but making it relatable to them.
Yeah, that's really good. So when you actually can help everybody, like if you sell a fitness program, for example, and his thing is he's worked with very specific people like NFL coaches, and now he wants to be able to work with the masses for this. So what you just told me, that is one of the 4 building blocks. That's the story. So you're going to have that story blended in there that's like, hey, previously I've worked with NFL athletes, I've worked with, top level people at the peak of their careers, but what I learned was that the process that actually helped them to be successful is the same process that can be applied to a single mother in 15 minutes or less at your house daily 3 times. You can actually do the same thing.
So for the ad, I have to specify whether it's, okay, I'm going to work with CEOs or house mothers. I can't say everyone. You still have to pick one.
You should choose a group that, first of all, can pay you. So like it's a group that actually makes enough money to be able to pay you. So like stay-at-home moms, you got to think about, and it starts there, and then you branch out. You could have 100 different ads where you're like, hey, if you're a blue-collar construction worker, hey, if you're a single stay-at-home mom, or if you're, well, not single stay-at-home mom, that might not be a good fit because they're really busy. But you find the different archetypes and start speaking to them. And it's going to hit harder than, and Meta, Facebook, Instagram is really good at finding these exact people. So like they're going to see it and they're like, wow, this is made for me. And then they're going to read into it a little bit more. Okay? So here's a proven script for you guys. This is the proven video ad script that we use when we film ads for Andy. What I use for all my clients. Go ahead, take a picture of this. First, you're gonna hook them with something unique, something interesting, and like Andy said, you can ask a question. Then you're gonna call out to who they are, okay? Then you're gonna list the problem. So hook, call out, problem. We'll use the ice bath right here. So the hook is like, did you know that, what's an interesting statistic about ice baths?
Great question.
Did you know that 99% of people are absolutely terrified of ice baths? But if you're somebody that's having low energy, you're fatigued throughout the day, and you want to improve your performance, okay, that's the hook. I want to improve my performance, I'm fatigued throughout the day, and I'm part of that 99%. You could say 99.99% of people do not want to take an ice bath. It's like, yeah, that's true, I don't. But if you're fatigued and you're dealing with low energy, that's the problem. And you're a person that wants to achieve more, that's the call out, that's who I am. Now I'm tuned in, okay? You got me. You're gonna agitate the pain. Agitating the pain is like poking the bear. So to agitate the pain, I would say there's two different ways you do it. There's the external pain and there's the internal pain. So the external pain could be like, you know that you're not in the best physical shape of your life. You know that your energy is low. You know that you're not showing up in the right way for your family. The internal pain can be like, deep down, you know that you're made for more. Deep down, you have these dreams that you really want to do, but you find yourself stuck in this rut of procrastination. And then you bridge to the story. What's your name, sir?
Thomas Seeger.
My name's Thomas Seeger, and I remember when I too had the same issue back before starting my ice bath company. I'd wake up every day, you tell the story. And you tell the real story. All of you guys have a story. People connect with stories. You tell the real story. Just like I told you guys, I was working at a gravel car dealership lot in the middle of nowhere, South Dakota. That's the story, okay? Then the story is also the solution. It's how you found the solution, and that is your mechanism. It's all tied together. Then you go into 3 benefits. I'm never fatigued anymore before 6 p.m. Okay, I go all day, I have great energy. Benefit 2, I look better than ever. My skin is extremely tight, whatever, like, you know what your customers like. The benefits are like the magic formula, the magic pills. And number 3 is I just feel better. And when I feel better, I perform better, I show up better, and I am better overall. Power promise. If you take an ice bath once per day, you will have a better life. That could be your power promise. This could also be a guarantee. If you get one of my ice baths and you do not like the way it makes you feel, I will give you a full refund. Okay? Taking some of the risk. And then real scarcity. I hate more than anything marketers who do tons of fake scarcity. Like, for example, tomorrow we've got a Zoom call. And Zoom, it's a 3,000 person limit. We've got 7,000 people registered. Well, I'll check later. It might be even more. It might be like 10,000 now. We have a ton of people registered, way over capacity. But the next level up, it's like close to 30 grand to upgrade the Zoom room. So I don't want Jackie to kill me. And so I was like, hey, we're just gonna run it like, at the 3,000 limit. We'll see how many people show up, and if we need to, we can upgrade it live on there. So I put that in the ad. Zoom only lets us have 3,000 people. Make sure that you're there and you're there early. If we need to, we'll upgrade, but I don't really want to spend the 25K. That's called real scarcity. Fake scarcity is saying limited time only, get this now, and they can get it anytime. And it's actually illegal. So you have to be careful with that.
Can you also talk about the promise side? Like, I get really upset at people who like give you the guarantee that almost sounds cheesy, or like I actually called out a coach because they're like, I'm gonna give you your best body in 6 weeks. I'm like, with me? No, you're not. So I'm like, I always want to overpromise, or I'm sorry, underpromise and overdeliver.
Yeah.
But how do you find that balance of truly?
Guys, what's up?
Oops, sorry.
How do you find the balance of truly having a guarantee without sounding cheesy, or without all these, like, again, the over-promising, under-delivering people?
Yeah, this is why guarantees have kind of died out, and why I didn't really bring it up much. I'm just about out of time, but I'll give you the overview. If you have a guarantee, it needs to be, if you do this, this, and this, or if you are this, this, and this, then you could achieve this and this by this time. And it needs to be the average result. A lot of people will give guarantees based on their best results, their above average results. So it needs to be like, if you're a completely obese guy right off the couch and you start doing this 15-minute exercise daily, I guarantee that you will be able to do this by this amount of time. And then there's always fine prints. That's why I don't really like to sell guarantees, because at the end of the day, the fine prints and everything, it makes it not legitimate. So I had some ads here for us to run through, but truly, I am out of time. So Jonathan, can we take 2 questions? Okay, guys, I got time for 2 questions. What do you guys think? Are you guys ready to build some video ads? Like, you see how simple it can be? Okay? And the setup is the easy part. I'm saying anybody can run the ads for you. It's all about the creative. Yes, man back there.
So I have a question. We build high-end luxury homes, but how would you market the ads for like that type of like client?
Yeah.
Like, how do you do it for a home?
Yeah. High-end luxury homes. So you're going to think about the type of person that buys a high-end luxury home and what they are dealing with when they're trying to buy a high-end luxury home. Are you tired of, are you frustrated with, are you tired of trying to find your dream home and having to go through all these gatekeeper real estate agents just to try to find one for sale by owner? Okay? And by the way, too, it's like her question was, if I'm selling high-end luxury homes, how do I target those people? You write, person in Carlsbad, California, looking for a high-end luxury home. That's search engine optimization on social media. You have to just write exactly who you're looking for in the first line.
But we build them, so it has to be, in a specific area. So
Okay. Yeah, you just run the ads in that area, wherever, or if you're thinking about moving to this area, and a lot of people also, you have to put the education in there. A lot of people don't know what the process is like. Do you want to custom build your dream home? How would you like to custom build your dream home? It's a simple 3-step process. You have an evaluation with our team. You spec out the house that you want. You design it end to end with our team. And then we come back to you with a mock-up and price evaluation. We can get this done in the next, it takes 60 seconds or less to apply. And in the next week, you can have your home all mocked up and know exactly where you want to live. Like, you just have to start selling it and presenting it and make it run over and over, but you want the message to be very clear, because once you guys start running ads behind things, the message has to be super clear. Like, everything should be written out. How many homes that you've already done, built, where exactly they can do it, the price average that they should expect, testimonials of the person. That's a good question. Okay, I got one more. Tara.
This isn't even a question, but just along that lines, because I think a lot of people need to hear this, and I also like to hear it over and over again. Break that limiting belief, because everyone thinks you can't reach high value entrepreneurs, wealthy people on social media. Like, my client's not on social media. Like, break that belief.
Yeah, so
for everybody.
that is so true. I get that all the time. People are like, I don't think I can reach doctors on social media. We work with a guy, he's in the Brotherhood, his name's Adam Lamb. We had 60 doctors show up to a Zoom call that we marketed for 1 week. Doctors, okay? So everybody's on social media, including all of us. Who in here is not on Facebook or Instagram at all? Any hands? Right there. Are you on Twitter or X? TikTok?
I do it.
You do, and you show him stuff, right? Okay, well, that's cool. I commend you for that. I deleted my Instagram for the first 6 months of this year because I was just getting sucked into the rat race. But now I'm back, and I love it. I get inspired every day. I see stuff that's important. Everybody's on social media. A lot of people ask me, like, hey, should I run LinkedIn ads? I don't know. How often do you jump on LinkedIn? How often do you scroll on LinkedIn? Nobody does this. Facebook and Instagram are the bread and butter. You can reach everybody between those platforms. All of your audience is on there. Everybody is on there. Literally, I've reached top GMs of stores. I've reached Fortune 500 investors. I've reached, like I said, I got the #1 Jeep store when I was running those crappy ads that you guys saw, spending $15 a day. People just see stuff, they click it, and if you're cool, they'll work with you. I mean, Tara, you saw our ad, right? That we were running.
But I mean, you can be in this room and you'll meet people that are doing millions, $500 million businesses, and they have a social media brand, or their business does, like, they are on there, or their assistant is on there. Like, you will reach them, you have to call them out. But that is such a limiting belief, and I hear it over and over with my own clients, and I'm like, break that for everybody, because everybody, there's 8 billion, 4.5 billion are on social media. Like, they're all on there.
Oh, yeah.
They're all on social media.
these platforms were devised in the way to keep us there, and they work, and everybody's on there. So guys, I want to be respectful of your guys' time of lunch. So if any of you guys have any other questions, you can have me on Instagram. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you for everything. I'm Nate Tilley. Good to see you guys.